Hi, I'm Rebecca Morley, and I was the Executive Director of the National Center for Healthy Housing from about 2002 to 2014. It was one of the best times of my life, a really exciting time for the organization as it made the transition from a focus on childhood lead poisoning to a broader focus on other issues that affect families and children in housing, like asthma, radon, and injuries. When I think back to the organization, one thing stands out for me, and that is at its core, the organization is focused on change on the ground for communities that are most affected by substandard housing conditions. And it accomplishes its goals of improving health through housing quality in several ways. But those are kind of secondary to its really strong mission orientation towards improving lives. But those approaches that it uses, I think, are really important to mention. So data and evidence. And I think importantly, the center has a very wide view of what is data and what is evidence. And it draws on local wisdom, which is why it's always locked arms with local partners to understand both what are the priority problems and then what are the practical solutions. We did this, for example, following Hurricanes Katrina and Rita, when we spent time with practitioners that were rehabbing homes that had been damaged during the floods. We wanted to figure out what were the strategies that we could use that would not drive up costs or displace people or create issues for affordable housing, but rather those that would be practical given the local context. The data also has informed important changes to policy at multiple levels. One example that comes to mind is in Rochester, New York, where I grew up. They were one of the first cities in the country to pass a proactive rental inspection program. And as part of that, they wanted to ensure that homes were checked for lead and needed to know which protocols would be most advantageous, health protective, but still feasible for landlords. NCHH's evidence was brought forward in front of the city council and the mayor's office, and ultimately helped to inform the practices that are used today, which involves dust testing of units to ensure that no hazards are left behind after repairs are done. Hundreds of thousands of units in the city of Rochester have been checked as a result, and this has led to similar programs in other places like Cleveland. I think another area that NCHH really excels is in partnership. And, again, NCHH partners because it's humble and because it recognizes that it doesn't hold all the wisdom, that oftentimes there are many other people that have knowledge, information, and ideas that are important to developing innovative solutions. So, the National Healthy Homes Training Center was a partnership with regional trainers across the country, where they co-developed curricula that was always very contextualized for the audience and for the place. The National Safe and Healthy Housing Coalition was another example of strong partnerships between lots of national entities as well as local organizations, kind of knitting together the local priorities as well as national policy opportunities. So in this way, I think the center has played such a vital role, being a good partner, providing excellent data, convening and facilitating, and really being an overall thought leader in the movement. It wasn't really too long ago when people didn't really understand what was healthy housing, when lead poisoning wasn't a strong priority, and there were a lot of concerns about how lead might impact affordability. And I think NCHH was instrumental in helping to kind of move the nation forward. I'm so excited to see what the future holds for the center, because I know we're still at just the beginning. There's a lot of work to be done still, in spite of all of its success. But we have this track record under our belt of successful efforts, knowledge, tools, skills, partners. And I think as we move into the next decade, we can put those to work to really accelerate progress. So congratulations on your 30th year anniversary, and look forward to continuing to see you guys shine.